On New Year's Eve, folks sit up late and have a real good do. And as they let the new year in, good luck they wish to you. Now we were happy as can be, letting the new year in. I stayed up till 3:30, letting the new year in. I somehow got knocked off my feet, tore my trousers round the seat, and I went walking down the street, letting the new year in. We get surprises in galore when letting the new year in. And I think we've got to blame old Boar for letting the new year in. My wife had twins, but I don't doubt who that like there seems no doubt. So I've been throwing the lodger out and letting the new year in. I like a lot of cash to spend when I'm letting the new year in. Sometimes a horse can prove a friend, letting the new year in. The horse I backed, would you believe, was running still on New Year's Eve. And the horse kept shouting, "Come on Steve, I'm letting the new year in." Last year, just as midnight struck, I was letting the new year in. I called on Miss Brown for luck, letting the new year in. She said, "Oh doctor, I'm not strong, examine me, it won't take long." I said, "Hey miss, you've got me wrong, I'm letting the new year in." One new year a plot I planned, letting the new year in. With me blow lamp in me hand, I was letting the new year in. I broke in a bank that night, a cop dashed in and held me tight. I said, "Let go, it's quite alright, I'm letting the new year in." In my car I raced about, letting the new year in. 60 miles an hour all out, letting the new year in. Right back through a house I crashed, in her bath a lady splashed. I said as my little torch I flashed, I'm letting the new year in.